Hey, what's going on YouTube? BD Kane 721. Happy Monday morning. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It's back to work for me. But I wanted to squeeze a video in because I went to a local card show yesterday, actually. Usually I go on Saturdays when it's a 2-day show, but this past weekend I wasn't able to go on Saturday, so I had to go on Sunday, yesterday. And it was held at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, and for any of you that are familiar with this area of the state, Del Mar Fairgrounds is a pretty big and popular spot for many events. They have the county fair there. They have the Del Mar racetrack is there. For those of you that follow horse racing, that's a pretty popular and well-known horse track, and other events such as card shows. And so this one happened to be there this past weekend. There's several organizations putting on card shows lately here locally. So I don't remember which one this one goes by, but as I've been noticing, I've been telling all of you for many months now that most of these shows, if not all of them, these local shows are mostly TCG and Pokemon. And I think there are about maybe 100 tables or so, maybe a little bit more than that. And maybe about, I want to say 20, 25 tables were sports card related or a mixture of both. So there was still a good enough amount of tables that I saw a bunch of stuff. I saw some really cool stuff at this show, actually. A couple of dealers that have been at shows before that I recognize. And so I had a good time, picked up a few really nice cards that I want to show you. First one I'm going to show you, though, is a Facebook purchase, actually. I'm part of a Machado Facebook group, and every once in a while, I'll make a deal with somebody on there, either trade them some cards, sell them some cards, or buy or trade cards from them. So I picked up this guy. This is the first Golden Mirror card that I have of Manny. It's from 2025. And I've always wanted to get this one. I just think it's a cool shot. It's Manny in his City Connect outfit. Looks like he's going to sign an autograph for somebody. Looks like maybe a little kid signing a ball. So very cool. First one that I have of him. I don't know how rare those are, but apparently they are on the rarer side. So good to get that into the collection. At the show, I picked up 3 really good cards, I think, for the collection. I'm going to show you. I did just snag this one because I just really like these cards this year for some reason. These are the blue foil from this year's flagship. And I just happened to see it on a table, at a random dealer's table. You know how they just lay them out on the table like this. Not even in the case. This was only a couple of bucks. But this is numbered at a 150. I think it might have been $3. And I just like the look of it. I'm not a huge horizontal card fan, even though the Golden Mirror card is horizontal. Some of them do look good in the horizontal format, or landscape format, however you want to call it. But I do like this one. This one really does work. Love the coloring. There's a lot of shine on the blue foils this year. So appreciate that. And then on to the 3 bigger cards that I bought at the show. Now, one of the great things about having a local show here in the San Diego area is you do see a lot of San Diego stuff. A lot of Padres. Even now you see a lot of Chargers stuff, San Diego Chargers, who are now the LA Chargers, but you see a lot of it. And so that's one of the main reasons why I go to these shows, because I know I'm going to see a lot of Padres stuff. Now I try to collect, obviously I try to look for Manny cards, but I did come across this one. 2023 Topps Chrome update of Juan Soto in his Padres uniform. This is the 1988 Topps design. And it's a gold, numbered out of 50. It's numbered 3 out of 50. And it's a Gem 10. The guy was selling it for a ridiculously low price. This is the best part about local shows like this. Because if this card was in, say, New York, at a show in New York or in the Northeast, I'm sure this would have been a higher price than what I paid for. I think the dealer told me, if I heard him correctly, he sold it to me for $5 more than what he paid for it. So I just like collecting Soto in a Padres uniform only. as much as I can. I do pick up him in a Nationals uniform once in a while, but really that's my focus, is him in a Padres uniform. All right, now on to the two big Machado cards that I picked up that I'm really excited about getting into the collection. If you've been with me for a while on my channel, you'll know that I've talked about the Chrome Sapphire cards in the past. I'm not a huge fan of Chrome Sapphire. There's a lot of reasons behind that. I've been a Chrome fan for so many years now, pretty much almost 16 years now. I've been really just trying to collect mostly Chrome stuff, Topps Chrome. And the Sapphire product, which came into play, about 10 years ago or so, maybe 9-10 years ago, I really wasn't sure what to make of it. And I felt like it was Topps' way of trying to get into the higher end market, because back then, when it first came out, Topps Chrome Sapphire was just ridiculously expensive and going for some just unbelievable prices. But anyway, I bought a couple of Sapphire cards of Manny for the collection that I didn't have. This one dealer who I've seen many times at shows was at this show, and he said he just bought a rainbow collection of the 2024 Topps Sapphire, the Chrome Sapphire, and he bought the whole rainbow except for the one of one. So he was selling all of the cards individually, and I happened to buy two of them. He had 4 of them left, and I bought 2 of them. One was a graded version of the orange Sapphire, Gem 10. What's interesting about this is it just says Topps Sapphire. It doesn't say Topps Chrome Sapphire. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to ask him about that, but when I was negotiating with him, I just kind of forgot about asking him as to why it just says Topps Sapphire and not Topps Chrome Sapphire. Might be something to consider getting rehold. What do they call it? Reholder? A reholder? I don't know. Send it back into PSA since it is a Gem 10, but it probably isn't that big of a deal. But anyway, great looking card. You know, this goes back years for me, because this, to me, when I look at this card, I think Atomic Refractor from the early 2010s when they were producing those cards. And they just rebranded it as the Sapphire version, and that's what you're seeing these days. But still a great looking card in the orange version. Love the orange when it comes to Padres cards with the brown and gold. So always like to pick those up. And then the best card of the bunch that I was able to pluck out of this guy's case is a card that I actually saw twice at the show. Once in his case and once in another dealer's case. And I couldn't believe I saw 2 of them because they're numbered out of 10. And that's the black version of the Topps Chrome Sapphire. This one is numbered 3 out of 10. The other one that I saw was the number 1 out of 10, which I was more interested in, but he had it for such a high price. And I think he was adding a premium to it because it was number 1 out of 10. But this is 3 out of 10. Looks great. Definitely not going to gem. You know, the collection that he bought, the rainbow that he bought, I think half of them were great and half of them weren't, according to him. Probably the previous owner, knew that this was not going to gem up, so he wasn't going to send it in. It's a little off left to right, I think, is the major issue. And I haven't taken it out of the One Touch to look at it more closely because I'm probably not going to grade it now that I see it being off center. I'm just not going to, why bother sending it in? So it'll go nicely in that new Manny binder that I'm putting together. But numbered out of 10. Fantastic looking card. Love that. And yeah, that's it for now. Hope everybody has a great week. And I will be back later this week with some more updates. All right, guys. Talk to you then. See ya.